All right, everyone. Welcome to this Thursday night's edition of Southern Woods and Waters. And I can tell right now you're not at the game, you're not at the Shrine Circus, and you're not at the Riverfront watching the debate. That's right. So welcome to a hunting show that I promise you, hunting and fishing show, where we talk about things that are going on right here in Middle Tennessee. And tonight it is no exception. I got another great show for you. I know I tell you that each and every week, but I can't help it. This is a better show than last week's show. So here we go. And broaden out, I want to introduce my guests to you tonight. They are my good friend Darren Jernigan. Darren Jernigan, thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I always hear about your show for many years. And I didn't think it existed, but it does, and so I'm happy to be here tonight.
Can't believe you said that. You know I can bleep everything you say, right?
That's fine.
But Darren is a really good friend of mine. Has been for a number of years, and a friend of the family too. We've been family members and family friends for a long, long time. But he is here tonight to show you something that I think wheelchair-bound hunters, especially, because that's what we're going to highlight tonight. But I see broad things for fishermen, everything else coming on down the pike. But this is a step forward, I do believe, to help all those wheelchair-bound people, even ones that just, like you were talking about at dinner, even if they've got surgery done to their knees or their feet, and they're temporarily out.
Technology is catching up so much quickly to a lot of people with disabilities, and allowing them to do things just wasn't possible 5-10 years ago.
That's right.
And so you're right. So the chair we're going to show in a little bit later is even if you have everything from just bad knees or mobility impairment, all the way to someone with a severe disability to where you can hardly move your chin.
That's right.
We can get you hunting.
You can get them hunting, that's for sure.
So
that's for sure. And we're going to show that here in just a few minutes. It is a awesome, awesome invention. Along with Darren tonight, we have another fine guest, and I might add, a very brand new sponsor to Southern Woods and Waters. And I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome Night Rifles, their Chief of Operations, Mr. Gordon Edwards, and we call him Gordy. Gordy,
that's right.
Hey, welcome, buddy. They said your nickname was Trash Can, but it's already taken. I've had Trash Can for years.
After that display we put on down at Famous Dave's a little while ago, I should be put in the trash can. You're right. Absolutely. Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Hugh. We look forward to the relationship, and
I am too. And the great news is Night Rifles is back in business. They're going stronger than ever. I'm telling you right now, it's a family-owned business again. It's not a corporation anymore like you would think something would get lost in the corporate numbers. This is a family-owned business now, and Gordy is excited. Gordy, you've been with them for 16, 17 years now?
It'll be 14 years in November.
Okay.
Through the thick and thin.
Through the thick and thin. But awesome new products coming out. We're going to debut tonight. Gordy is going to debut a certain night rifle that is brand new, and they're going to be soon to be out on the shelves at Bass Pro Shops. But you got to wait to see it. But thank you very much, Gordy, for being on here.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. We're excited.
And Gordy, tell everybody, I want to get people fired up, because Night Rifles not only is back in business, they're all American made, and they're made in Tennessee.
Yes, we are 100% American made. We took the family values and everything that actually built Night Rifles and put Night Rifles at the forefront of things, and instilled that quality back into the company and the product that we're doing now. And it's a godsend and a blessing for us to be able to produce the quality of rifle that we're actually putting on the market today.
I'm telling you.
Like I said, we've been through the thick and thins. It's been very challenging, with the economy and the way hunting is. We're just blessed with the quality of gun that we can put out, and that just goes to show the craftsmanship of the American worker.
That's right.
And that's really important to us at PI and Night Rifles. to be able to instill the craftsmanship that we have around this country, and again, like you said, ship it right from Tennessee here and feel very, very good about it.
Oh, we're so happy and so blessed that it's a Tennessee-based company now, and that really makes us feel good, especially you, Darren, doesn't it?
It makes me feel real good. You know, Tennessee is a very attractive state for business right now.
It is.
No state income tax, and we're constantly recruiting business here, and they're coming.
Yeah,
and they say that Tennessee is centrally located for 80% of the nation's population. You can be here in a day. So that's awesome.
Within 8 hours.
Within 8 hours. That's
and from coming from the Midwest and moving south and now back to East Tennessee where we're located, opened my eyes to the caliber of hunting as well as the vast opportunities of hunting that Kentucky, Tennessee, North Alabama, the Carolinas have to offer.
I'm telling you.
I mean, per capita, I swear there's 11 hunters, you know, for
every acre, just about.
Every acre available. It's very impressive.
It
very
is,
impressive.
and I tell you what, Tennessee, and my hat's off really, y'all, to Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. They've been going for many, many years. Started back in the 50s. And, you know, back in 1958 or 59 was the first deer season opened up in Tennessee. But it's been getting better and better every year. We keep getting better and better as far as a deer population. That, even with diseases hitting us,
sure, we
still bounce back pretty quick. And, Darren, I tell you what, this new chair, we're going to open it up to a whole new different caliber of hunters. And we're going to bring some hunters out that normally would never even think about it, but now they can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
That's true. The chair we're going to show tonight, it's the only one in the world. I work for a company called Permobil. They're a wheelchair manufacturer. Our U.S. headquarters is in Lebanon, and we employ about 225, so we're here in Tennessee as well.
That's right.
Excellent.
And this chair is a prototype that we're going to show tonight and a debut on Hugh's show.
And I'm going to tell you something. We found out that a night muzzle loader will fit on it too.
It will. So maybe you and I should get together.
That's right.
Do a little Tennessee business.
Absolutely.
Hey, I tell you what, Andrew, if you're ready, let's take a break. And what we're going to do is we got to pay some bills around here. So visit some of our fine sponsors and hurry back to more of Southern Woods and Waters. This segment is being brought to you by Stan Sloan Zora Bait Company, where setting the hook is an everyday thing. This segment is being brought to you by Fate Sanders Marina. Come by and check out the jewel of Percy Priest Lake. I tell you what, this week's piece of week being brought to you by Flowers Deer Processing. I'll get it out sooner or later. Hey, Mike and Deborah Flowers out there are busy, but they're looking forward to muzzleloader season because that's going to be the time that they really get busy right there. Our first picture here tonight is an 11-pointer that was taken by Derek Redding of Springfield, Tennessee on October 6th. That was just last week, y'all. That is a nice buck. Springfield's located in the northern part of Tennessee, so you can see some of that Kentucky may have came down and kind of mingled with that in just a little bit. Our second picture here is one that I am very jealous. I go to church with this guy. This is John Schaefer from Joy Church International in Mount Juliet. I wanted to say that he went out and has been gone on vacation. He said, Hugh, 8 of us went out deep sea fishing last week. We went 18 miles out and slayed them. Fishing 125 feet of water, the fish were suspended at 75 foot above the shipwrecks. Here's a picture of a grouper, also limited out on amberjack, plenty of mangrove and mingo too, which is a species of white and red snapper. So that's awesome, John. You did great. All right, our next picture here is October 6th tournament, the first place. This is Dan and Dave Carter. They got 9.22 pounds of a total weight with their second big fish winners. They had a second big fish winner in that 9.22. Our next picture here is October 6th tournament. Second place was Jeremy Hurd and Bobby Davis with 8.18 pounds. And I believe that's, that's Fate Sanders out there at Percy Priest Lake. Hey, you can send your pictures to us here at Southern Woods and Waters, 474 James Robinson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee, 37219, or simply email them to me at hugh@southernwoodsandwaters.com. We'll get them on here just really fast. A lot of kids all of a sudden sending pictures in. We're going to get to showing those probably next week. We got some kids taking some awesome deer right now.
Kids Corner.
Kids Corner. That's what we got to have. Kids Corner.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, we need that in the worst way. And I'm going to tell you something. If you have the opportunity, Kentucky opens their youth season Saturday. This Saturday, Kentucky opens their youth deer season Saturday and Sunday. So if you get an opportunity to take a youngster out, do not miss it. Because let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, that is the future of our passion right there. If you're passionate about hunting and fishing as I am, then you need to protect it. The best way to do it is get somebody else involved. Okay, so take those kids out there regardless. I tell you what, Darren, I am just excited. Well, let's take a lot of people out now. Let's get a lot of people out in the woods now with this new wheelchair that is, as my buddy J.R. Gould will say, this is the bomb diggity right here. This is the bomb. Now, talk to us about this.
Well, this is a prototype. It's called the X850. And what we brought to you today, you can see that it's camoed out. When we put the bow on it today, since that is that season, and we want to show really the debut of it. And it's a great off-terrain vehicle. You can see it's got independent suspension. The chair is just is magnificent. It goes about 26 miles on a charge, so you'll be able to do it all weekend, really. I mean, of course, if you're going uphill the whole time, that won't do that much. But
no, that's just flat.
But you get the idea. So we wanted to really get the chair into the environment.
I'm telling you, it looks like a rugged ATV is what it looks like. Right. It is an all-terrain wheelchair, really. But it's got headlights on it. Mm-hmm. I like the front of this thing is independent of the back, not like yours. I mean, yours is all kind of one piece based here.
Right. Mine's meant to go down James Robinson Parkway.
Okay, all right. This one's made to go. I mean, if you hit a hole, so what?
It does have independent suspension, so it would take the brunt of it because a lot of people with disabilities can't take that jarring.
Right. Sure.
So we want the chair to absorb that.
Right.
And like I said, we would customize the seating to the individual.
Right.
And then of course you can not just a bow. We can put muzzle loaders on it. We can put shotguns. We can put anything on that chair.
Oh yeah. And this is designed though to I mean, like you said earlier tonight, if you've had surgery, even people that have had just surgery on their legs or knees or whatever and can't get out in the woods and walk around, this is a great avenue. Along with even those in the worst of conditions. If they can blow into a tube, they can use this thing.
Absolutely. We can modify. If you can think it up, we can do it.
That's right.
And we can modify. I mean, even when Hugh took me hunting for the first time after my accident and being in a wheelchair, it was very, we were able to make the trigger a little lighter and make the bullets a little softer, and we were able to get out there in a blind and do it. But even then, in my chair, and it was cold, so there was
it was cold that day.
The ground was a little more hard, but it was hard on my chair. It would have been a lot easier to have something like this, and like I said, it's a prototype. And now this is something I have to tell you right off the bat that your insurance company's not going to just go out and pay for.
Right.
This is not medically necessary, but it's for the avid hunt. Now, unless you're with the VA, the Veterans Administration has been very good about purchasing these for the VA, and they should.
That's right.
And
That's
absolutely, after serving our country, they need to be able to do things, and that fits the bill.
And I know now this one here it's got really big wheels in the back, and they're all-terrain type treads. So you're probably not going to get stuck in this thing. And people still have to use some degree of common sense. I mean, you don't want to run down a hill with this thing.
No, I'm not taking a ditch with it.
No, or anything like that. But just to get through some flat woods or some on a ridge top or something like that, or go out to the end of a ridge, this is perfect for that. I mean, you can get up there. And Gordy and I were talking, they're even making now tree stands that these things can attach to, and they can actually elevate themselves up a tree. So it's getting to be boundless. There's no excuse for not getting in the woods.
No, not at all. I mean, and believe me, we made this chair because we know, and these are stunning statistics, that starting January 1st at the start of this year, 10,000 people a day turn 65.
That's right.
And for the next 19 years. So we want to make a product, and hopefully, when you have a senior, that they're not going to say, well, I can't hunt anymore.
Right.
Or we want to eliminate that thought.
Right.
And we want to get them out there and say, you can hunt as long as you want.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
That's exactly right.
You may die out there. I don't know.
Well, you know, there's dove hunts. I mean, my goodness, a dove hunt's kind of a social gathering anyway, where a lot of people, you don't have to be as extremely quiet or scent free as much, so you can get out there and have a good time at a dove hunt. Turkey hunting, you can get in a blind. We had you in a blind, remember?
We did.
We had a big enough blind, Gordy, that we opened up the back. And Darren drove right into it, and then we closed the back, and he was good to go.
I had a heater.
We didn't have a heater that day.
We did that day. And I need to mention that you obviously can't hear it, but this chair is extremely quiet.
Yes, it is.
Yes, I noticed, when we were bringing it in and everything, I thought to myself, if I could only be that quiet.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Brings a whole new level to the outdoors.
This is actually a bad boy buggy right here. I'm telling you, this thing is quiet. It's already geared. It's got weaponry attached, so you can go out and have a really good time with something like this. And it's exciting for the availability to get some of our friends that are wheelchair bound, get them out there.
Absolutely.
And by the way, I want to mention, while we're talking about deer hunting and wheelchairs and the handicap being able to hunt, do not forget that AEDC, which is Fort Arnold Engineering Development Center down in Tullahoma, Manchester area, they have a handicap hunting area. They have concrete sidewalks, stuff like that you can actually go through the trails with your wheelchair and hunt. Fort Arnold and all those great folks down there made that available for handicap, and it is off limits to all other hunters except for handicap. So if you get something like this, or even you, Darren, and something like yours, you can get in there.
And a chair like that's going to eliminate the pavement.
Oh yeah.
So,
it will.
But yeah, I would appreciate a little less rockiness when I'm going.
Oh yeah, definitely. I tell you what, that's great. Now, talk to us about the company, Permobil.
Permobil.
All right, they're located in Lebanon.
We're in Lebanon, Tennessee, right off of 840 and 109. We just moved there about a year ago. We were just down the street before that. We're a power wheelchair manufacturer, and we really focus on a lot of complex rehab. More severe diagnosis.
Right.
But we got into this really because a lot of the veterans were. We started to see a market, that kind of thing. So
definitely.
And so we built the prototype. We love being in Tennessee.
Well, now, Darren, you've been with them.
I've been with them about 10 years.
Okay.
10 years this year, actually. And we're in 19 countries. We're the third largest power wheelchair manufacturer in the world.
Wow.
And we've just been blessed. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say, you've opened up a whole new market, really, for your chairs. Plus, I can hear the thoughts going through a lot of these people. I know somebody that could use one of those.
Oh,
I know somebody,
absolutely.
It's a family member, a friend.
That's right.
Everybody knows somebody.
That's right.
That's maybe not as physically active and can be now.
And you know, to get out there and just breathe what God has created and to get to see, that's some things that people, when if something does, like a tragic accident like you had or something like that, that they think, well, I can't never do it anymore. That's not true anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was telling Gordy earlier at dinner, you know, I after my accident, I was thinking of, you know, things, you know, I really missed golf,
Yeah.
you know, or a good swim, and I thought,
Right.
and hunting, because I hunted some as a young man, and then I thought, well, what would keep me from hunting? So that's when I, you know,
That's right. That's right.
We talked to Hugh, and he was like, hey, if you think it up, Hugh will put me out anywhere and,
You bet.
and start and try to pull the trigger. So
That's right. Tell me how to drive again, I'll put you out on the interstate. All right, I'll tell you what, we got to do our product of the week. This week's product of the week is being brought to you by Gateway Tire and Service Center. We sell tires for the way you drive. All right, what I want to show you tonight is something that Gordy brought out here. Now, I'm going to let you show it, Gordy. This is
right.
Gordy brought it tonight, but they are debuting on this show, and thank you very much, Night Rifles, for doing that. But, Gordy, tell us about this product.
Well, I do have to clarify a little bit, Hugh. This is actually a debut of a debut.
Oh, okay.
We showed the concept and talked about the ultralight night rifle at the NRA show earlier this spring.
Okay.
We were going to have a fall introduction was the plan. So we took our time, stepped back, instilled some of the qualities that we had, things that we were looking for, and we knew what we had shown then wasn't exactly brand worthy of us putting Night Rifle's name on it. So we went back to the drawing board, made some nice fine changes to this thing, and for the last 3 days I can tell you my shoulder is tender enough that we put it through the grueling testimonies.
Every time I called him, dude, he was like, I'm on the shooting range.
I'm on the shooting range. I'll have to get back to you. So finally, actually in the last 24 hours, we have deemed this rifle worthy of putting a Night Rifle stamp on it.
Awesome.
That's 24
Now,
hours.
when is it going to be out at the stores?
We're actually taking orders now.
Okay.
And we have been taking orders all along. So
All right.
my feet are held to the fire now.
Greg
so.
Cole, you need to call him.
Flash that
Well, I tell you
1-800
what,
out
that's
there.
great.
My feet are held to the fire now, and we will be shipping by the end of the month.
That sounds great. Well, I tell you what, we got to take another break. When we come back, we're going to open up our phone lines here at 737-7767. Take some of your calls. We're going to talk a little bit more about Night Rifles when we come back. So hurry back to more of Southern Woods and Water. This segment is being brought to you by Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Join us in preserving and protecting Tennessee's wildlife. All right, welcome back, everyone. And tonight's guest, we have Darren Jernigan. We're Permobil in Lebanon,
Yep.
and we're debuting this nice. I'm gonna call it a bad boy buggy. I mean, because this thing's bad now. I'm telling you, it's bad. And then Gordy Edwards, Gordy with Night Rifles, both companies located right here in Tennessee. So help support them because they're supporting you through all the employees and all that kind of stuff. And I like having Tennessee-based companies on the show because you know if you're helping fellow Tennesseans, it's just going to go a whole lot better. So
Trickles down.
It trickles down.
That's right.
Or it trickles up in my case.
Trickles up.
It trickles up in my case. But I got to talk about the night muzzleloaders for a few minutes, and that is, Gordy, you were there when it was the best of times, and then you were there when it was the worst of times, and then, but now I think you're in better times.
We are in pretty good times, actually, and like you'd said, we kind of had growing pains.
Yeah.
And we
All
outgrew
companies do.
those, absolutely, and we outgrew those pains, and that created more, and it was an ever-evolving, door,
Right.
and which is good. That creates progress.
That's right.
Or a really good learning curve. So what we were able to do is to take all of the really solid attributes of what put night rifles at the forefront of muzzle loading originally. And we took a step back and said, let's build our foundation on exactly what got us to where we were.
That's right.
And we are there in a very short time.
Oh, yeah.
And now we are, as you had mentioned earlier, we are on the trickle up.
Well, and I'll tell you, even from the get-go, when I first started, I told you the first night muzzleloader I ever owned was the Wolverine.
Absolutely.
And you said there has to be 600,000.
Oh, yeah, by far. I mean, the largest volume of rifle that we have ever manufactured.
And because it was accurate, it was lightweight, it was easy to clean, it was easy to load, and there's a lot of deer that wish that I didn't have one.
And I can honestly say there's a lot of people around this country that will attest to that.
Oh, I'm telling you.
And we read them every day on our Facebook, you know, and blogging on the forums and everything. A lot of people refer back to my Wolverine.
That's right. My Wolverine.
Now my son's Wolverine.
That's right.
Know? So,
or my grandson in my case.
My grandson's Wolverine. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So they went from the Wolverine, they went to the MK Night.
We actually started in 1985 with the MK.
Right.
The first rifle out of the Night factory was the MK.
Was the MK? Okay, was the MK-85.
That's right.
Right. Stood for 1985.
Right.
The MK was the premium of Night at that time.
It is actually what opened the doors to what we know as muzzleloading today.
As inline
from an inline standpoint, Tony Knight was by far, hands down, the pioneer.
Oh yeah.
Of the inline revolution that we know today.
Right.
Thank God for those opportunities to learn a lot of the manufacturing processes, the engineering philosophies, the design techniques and things from Tony that went into those items and able to plug those in exactly where they're needed today.
I tell you what, it's awesome. Hey, we got some phone calls here. Let's take, we got Chris. Chris, how can we help you tonight?
Hey, it's Chris Hardell. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Chris. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. Ain't that a great wheelchair right there?
I'm telling you, Chris, you work for the same company that Darren works with, don't you?
Yeah, I tell you what, we go into work and we leave every day with the philosophy of we change people's lives for the better and we give their independence back. I can't wait to see that thing out in the woods, man. It's going to be awesome. And I guess Darren sitting there beside you, he can vocalize this even more so since he's been with the company longer than I have. But we have a saying there at Permobil, and it's Permobil rocks.
That's right.
This is just an awesome product. I hope everybody that needs a wheelchair, whether it's a kid all the way up to a senior, can benefit from this and get back out in the woods.
I'll tell you what, while we were talking about the possibilities for this thing, Chris, are endless. I mean, I can see the attachments going on here where a person can go fishing and do everything out here and never miss a stride just because of a mere accident.
You can roll it on up on a trailer. You can put it in the back of a truck or a van. It goes so they can go. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
You're doing a great job, Hugh. I'll talk to you all later.
Thank you very much, Chris. We appreciate you. And we got Danny. Danny, how can we help you tonight?
When would be the time out of Percy Breeze to start fishing for crappie on the drop-offs?
I would venture to say we got a cold front coming in next Wednesday, I believe. We got another cold front. I would say I'd be getting there Wednesday.
Wednesday
because
sounds good.
That's definitely where they're going to be headed. When these cold fronts, Danny, start coming in at the frequency that they're starting to, you're going to see those fish, especially crappie. Crappie are the first ones to move out. They're going to go out there and start hitting those shad that haven't quite made it off the ledges yet. And so they're going to be stationed out there in that deep to get those. So bass are going to linger back. They got to do their fall thing. But a crappie, he's going to go where the water tells him to go. And I promise you, that crappie's going to go out there in that deeper just as soon as these cold fronts keep coming like they're coming. So we hope that helps you out. Hey, I found out red and chartreuse, blue and chartreuse are working real well. Kentucky Lake, Percy Priest, and Old Hickory for crappie. Okay?
Thank you very much, sir.
We appreciate it. And James, how can we help you tonight?
I was just wondering about the crappie.
Well, James, where you want to fish?
Priest.
Well, James, I'd say that right now they're in 8 to 12, but they're gonna be. I'd say 2 or 3 more cold fronts keep coming in like they're coming. You're gonna see them in the 25 to 30 foot range, and they're gonna hang on those old river channels in those old trees that, according to my good friend Mark Travis, they're still there. So get out there on Priest. If you know where Billy Goat Island was, or Goat Island.
No, sir.
Well, Goat Island is on the cut through, or the secondary cut through between Fate Sanders and Pools Knob.
I believe I know about where you're talking about.
Well, right around that area is where the river makes a big swing in there, and there's a lot of standing timber still under the water there. So that's
How does a man go about getting one of them hats you got on?
I tell you what, you can take this muzzleloader off my hand. I'll give you a hat. Well, James, we hope that helps you out, my friend.
Yeah, I live out in Noreen, Tennessee. Do you know where that's at?
Yes, sir.
I'd be glad to invite you out to go deer hunting
Well,
sometime.
hey,
I got a real good spot.
Well, I tell you what, you talk to Andrew, the producer. Let me have your phone number. I'll call you in the next day or two.
My property joins up with Cedar Forest State Park.
Oh, my goodness.
But Hugh.
Does that mean I got to take Gordy?
It's my muzzleloader. But Hugh.
Do you notice he said was?
But Hugh.
But Hugh, I think your sponsor wants to go with you.
My sponsor wants to go too. But I tell you what, if you will, talk to Andrew and leave your phone number, and I will call you, James, here in the next day or two. We are headed, Joy and I are headed, as soon as the show's over, to Kentucky Lake. We're going fishing at Carl Perkins Bass Classic. So we're going to be headed up there.
Good luck fishing there, brother, and I hope you enjoy it.
Well, thank you very much, James. We appreciate you.
No problem.
All right. Great calls tonight. And everybody's got filling the freezer up.
Absolutely.
On their mind, don't they?
Well, the weather brings it out.
I'm telling you, it does. But you know what? We can fill your freezer a whole lot faster if we can drop one of those big old whitetails with one of these, can't we?
Well, I'm freezer and I appreciate it.
Because your lovely better half, she can fix up some victuals real fast for you.
Yep. That's why we got 4 kids. She feeds them too.
I actually got to thinking about comment earlier about the longevity that carries. I believe I would have my gentlemen's not only participating in the hunt.
Oh yeah.
But we're talking food plot capabilities.
Oh yeah.
All kinds of outdoor activities. Not limiting it to hunting.
That's right.
It's a blow and go vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You could have a great time state parks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
These hiking or the hiking trails that a lot of people go on, for exercise. That doesn't mean that a wheelchair person has to sit at home anymore.
Right.
You don't have to sit at home anymore. You don't have to put up with, I can't go because I can't get around.
All I can do is watch Hugh's show.
That's it. All I can do is watch Hugh's show and drink. Well,
27 miles? 27 miles? I'll be back at the truck before him.
Yeah.
Well, all we need to do is next year come out with overdrive.
Well, we'll see how these fly off the shelf first.
I'll tell you. But even if you're not a hunter, I mean, this. You don't have to have the camo on it to use this. This has got capabilities of doing a whole lot of things.
We made this. We've always had the X850. We just wanted to kind of make it geared towards hunting, and I hadn't thought much about fishing, but I will work on that too. Don't take it too deep in the water, though. That might void your warranty.
No, that might void your warranty. But Darren, let's talk to him a little bit more about the chair, because this chair is already gone. This was given to a certain individual,
right?
And y'all had a contest,
right?
And this individual not only got the chair free of charge,
and the gun,
and the crossbow and stuff, but they also got a deer hunt.
Yes, and
and we're filming it. Did you know that?
I didn't.
I wanted to let you know that.
Yeah,
you didn't know that before.
I don't. My position at Permobil, I'm the director of government affairs. So but I try to get these things funded.
The first to decide, the last to know.
Right. So. What happens over there between Hugh and marketing is a different division.
Well, now we'll talk to you about funding.
Yeah, and I'll try to. Yeah, maybe that's a hunt that I can go watch.
That's right. That's right. I tell you what. Hey, we got to go now to our tip of the week. This week's tip of the week is being brought to you by Interstate Batteries of Music City, located at 3729 Highway 109 North in Lebanon, Tennessee, home of your alternative power source. All right, now this week's tip of the week is one I probably should not give since I'm going to be fishing against a lot of you tomorrow, starting tomorrow at this Carl Perkins Bass Classic. But you know how when you're throwing that spook or that Sammy, how the fish tend to hit behind it a little bit too far and you just don't ever seem to hook up? Well, guess what? If you'll take that Sammy or that spook or spook junior and the last eye, the very tail eye, not in the hook now, but in the eye on the bait, tie you on some either 20 or 25 pound fluorocarbon and put you another treble hook back there about 3 inches behind the bait. I promise you, you will catch far more fish now than you've ever caught on the topwater, just simply by putting a little stinger hook on the end of that spook. Now, I don't recommend you throwing it in grass and get up in the grass, but you wouldn't throw it up in the grass anyway. But that little 3 inches is going to mean a whole lot more fish, and I hope you don't beat me with it tomorrow and the next day. So, hey, we hope you enjoy that tip. That is a great tip I learned myself from another bass professional. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Joy has gotten Halloween already started. So hurry back to more of Southern Woods and Waters. This segment is being brought to you by Advanced Chiropractic, where we help America feel great, one spine at a time.
This week's recipe of the week is being brought to you by Broker Headquarters Group. Let our team in Camo help you with all of your real estate needs.
I tell you what, it's getting harder and harder to get those girls out of camo to get them to work every now and then, because all they want to do is hunt or fish. And I'm telling you, every now and then, it takes a while. I mean, it was like an emergency. We were getting all the things ready for fishing. I said, you got to do our recipe of the week. You know that. And she goes, oh. So she thought of a Halloween thing. And my neighbor and I were talking about, we want to go see that Hotel Transylvania and go see the Frankenweenie and all that Halloweeny and stuff and all that. So Joy, what do you got over there for us, darling?
Oh, it's good. I had to go to Norma Jean's, Dr. Fisher's today.
Since we're right out.
Oh, listen, going fishing. I said, I got up this morning and I thought, there is no way without going to Norma Jean am I going to make it. First of all, I want to introduce my dear friend, it's Michelle, and this is Darren's wife. And
Hello.
I was so excited when Darren told me he was going to ask you out. That's what we were just talking about. And then he said, she's going to marry, I'm going to ask her to marry me. She's going to marry me. Y'all been married how many years?
4 years. This past August was 4 years.
And you said the first time you saw him,
I just, within minutes of talking to him, I thought I have to have that man. I'm a lucky woman. We're very blessed. We're very blessed. We have 4 kids.
4.
Yeah.
And I know seeing them together. For those that don't know, Darren is our councilman, and that's how I met him.
Yeah, you've known him longer than I have.
Yeah. And now he's running for state rep, our state rep, and I just love him. I mean, I just fell in love with him myself when Hugh and I met him, and he called us and asked for our vote. I mean, he's just super nice. But anyway, we'll get to
works hard.
Crunch. We made this. We started out, and Michelle and I both were talking about it. It's a recipe, and it's just called Monster Crunch. But she likes certain things, I like certain things, and you liked, what are those over there?
The chocolate-covered nuts.
Yeah.
Peanuts and pecans and macadamia nuts. Anything covered in chocolate really is good. Mix it up with your stuff.
And it called for caramel corn, but we went and got the Crunch and Munch, which is just we got 2. You just dump it in. These are little pretzels. And this is just that bag of candy corn and all. And I mean, you just put what you want in it. You know me, I just change recipes around all the time because I want to put what I like in it, and that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, I don't think this looks much like the Monster Crunch it was supposed to be, but
no. But it's good.
It is.
I have a tester over here.
Oh, You got testers over here?
Oh, it's good. It's good.
How long did it take you to make that?
Oh, 3 minutes?
Yeah. You know, sometimes you got to get scissors if you can't get these bags open. But
True.
Well, Gordy and I over here, along with Darren, thinks we can get rid of it in 2.
Well, you have to share. You have to share.
I'm sure your viewers would like to see that.
Jim will come over here and help us.
Well, thank you.
All right. Well, you can get this recipe along with many, many others on our website at southernwoodsandwaters.com. And by the way, if you haven't been noticing, if you've got friends out there that haven't been able to get the show, now they can. Tell them to go to southernwoodsandwaters.com. Starting tomorrow, usually by Friday by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, this show is on the website, so in its entirety. So if you got friends that live a ways out, maybe live in another state, tell them they can catch what's going on right here in beautiful Tennessee if they'll just go to southernwoodsandwaters.com and check us out. And please check out all of our sponsors on there. They do an awfully good job to employ a lot of people that are in our own backyards. Let's try and help them out by purchasing. When it comes time to think about something, let's purchase what they make. Okay? I'll make that deal with you. All right, now we're back to you two.
Well, I don't want to disappoint.
Well, Darren, you know, the wheelchair that you guys, Permobil, has come up with. Y'all have several people that work for you to get these things ready to go. You said the VA is working with y'all pretty much.
Well, VA's got a credit card, and that's what, you know, they take care of their clients, and I'm proud they do that. But that's about the only funding source.
All right, but that's what I wanted to ask: is if the VA, if it can't get through a VA, is there bank financing and people like that?
Well,
Can people get bank financing on stuff like that?
Well, sure. I mean, you can get a loan or however you want to do it. I mean, these things. Now, I need to tell you up front, since these chairs are not typically covered by insurance, I mean, check your insurance out for sure.
Right.
This chair can run you between $29,000 and $35,000.
Oh yeah.
Because it's very expensive to make, and since it's not covered by different funding sources, a lot of times people will just buy them right out.
Oh yeah.
If they're fortunate enough to do so.
Now let me ask you, what do you think the longevity of a chair like this would be? I mean,
that depends. You hunt once a year, or you hunt every day. It's going to be, obviously, even a chair like mine, it goes about 5 years. About that 5 years, but I'm hard on a chair. You know, I'm in it 16, 17 hours a day.
Yeah, you're going
so you would not be, unless you live on a farm.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Then that's going to be your main transportation.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Around the way. So typically 5 years. They're very modular though, and maybe a disability you have is progressive.
Okay.
And you get worse as years go along. Our seating systems and chairs will grow with you.
Right.
So maybe you have Lou Gehrig's disease.
Right.
And it's a devastating diagnosis, but you can walk in one day and 6 months later be in need a chair. Again, if you can just move your chin, we can get you to fire a gun.
That's awesome.
And that's what we want to concentrate on really quality of life.
You're exactly right. You've raised the quality of life.
Right.
You and Permobil have raised the quality of life for a lot of people. And that's why I'm so proud that you've come out with it, and it is such a good looking item. And it is sturdy built. It is heavy.
Yes, and like I said,
I had to pick it up to get it through the door. And let me tell you, it's heavy.
And it's a prototype. Again, this is the only one in the world, and so we're looking at, and since we're just 30 miles away,
right? We
said, well, we'll go local first and show it for you first, and then we'll grow from there.
Well, we're proud as a peacock you chose Southern Woods and Waters to show it.
Happy to do it.
All right. Hey, we've got our giveaway to do right now, and what I want to do is I've been harping on these. This is that RZ mask, and let me tell you something. It will keep the pollen away from you, all kinds of air particles. but it's also scent free. One of the worst ways that you can let a deer know you're there is by he can smell your breath. This will keep that from happening. Also, if you're out there fishing, this is a great thing to put on your face to keep your face warm while you're screaming down that lake at 72 miles per hour, waiting on the fish that'll be there an hour after you get there anyway. So try and get this. Be the 5th caller, 737-7767. Great, great item. I want you to try it out, and I want you to let me know what you think about it. Hurry back to more of Southern Woods and Waters. This calendar of the week is being brought to you by Drycon Carpet Cleaning. Give us a call or visit us online at drycon.com. All right, welcome back, everyone. This week's calendar, we're going to make it short and sweet. But Chris Snow emailed me and he said, Hugh, please mention the John Allen Memorial Fall Classic is going to be Saturday, November 3rd, taken out of Raglan Bottoms on Center Hill Lake. And safe light till 3. Entry fee is $150 per team. $2,000 is first place. Prizes to every boat. You may register the day of the tournament or call 931-239-2008 for more information. That's going to be out at Center Hill. Now, you have the Shriner Circuits that started tonight, the 11th, and it goes all the way through Sunday at a 2 o'clock matinee, the Shriner Circuit, right here in Municipal Auditorium. Go by and check those out. All those proceeds go for a great cause, and you know what they are. Hey, the Carl Perkins Bass Classic starts tomorrow morning. Registration's at 4:30. They're taking out its safe light. It is $160, I think, now because of the day of the tournament. But you can come by there. A lot of people out at Permobil Marina in Parsons, Tennessee. You want to check that out? That's going to be great. Saturday starts Kentucky Youth Deer Season. That's open Saturday and Sunday. So take it, youngster, if you have an opportunity to do the great state of Kentucky and have a great, great time out there. And you wanted to mention we're giving away a gun every 15 days at Night Rifles.
Absolutely. We just launched that last week. We actually have our first drawing coming up in about 9 days.
Okay.
And we will be giving away a muzzleloader every 15 days for the next.
And that's at www.nightrifles.com. Nightrifles.com. And if you have the opportunity to vote your conscience. And vote for a good friend of mine that is an avid hunter. We're going to make him even an avid fisherman now, Darren Jernigan. We appreciate it very much. And please wear those personal flotation devices each and every time you get in that boat and that big motor's running. Please wear them. And if you're going to go up a tree, by the time that last foot leaves the ground, you need to have a fall restraint belt put on. So remember, carry these muzzleloaders. We'll see you right here next week on more of Southern Woods and Waters.